what you stand for, and then we'll get into this. Hi, Gamble. How you feeling? Digital Chick, how are you doing?
My name is King Face. I'm a representation of my neighborhood, of the country, America. I'm a Trump supporter, 150,000%. Former gang member, former criminal, former pimp, former scammer, former every negative thing you could imagine. Gun holder, gun charges. I done been through all the negative things in life. But what happened was I changed my mindset because I wanted my life to be different. So I started looking at life in different ways, looking at ways that I could actually give back from what I took away. So a lot of people get it twisted because they see my mentality is different. That, in their mind, they might think I'm weaker, from who I used to be. When I personally feel like I'm stronger. Because it's easy to do the negative things. That's so easy. Like, what I'm saying? To do the things that's right is difficult. To go against people that say they're your people because of their mindset is difficult. It's not easy to go against the crowd. I've been standing alone for a long time with this movement. But, we got a lot of other people that stepped up as well. But overall, I was the only dude in the hood. Like, I got other different type of celebrities that never cared about politics, like, looking at things differently in the basis of what we need for our communities. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times people think that, somebody that's successful or rich is supposed to just come and save them with money. No, that's the worst thing you could do to people. You have to teach them how to be able to take care of themselves. I always tell people, when people care about you, they teach you how not to need them. They don't keep you dependent and waiting on them, because when you die, what happens? That person is fucked.
If you can teach a man to fish for the rest of his life, he'll go on and do what he has to do. But if he has to depend on you for that fish, then,
he's fucked. You know what I mean? So I look at it. That's why even when you mention the thing about you being independent, I could understand somebody being independent. But being independent is wishy-washy. And the independent side of the politics doesn't have no representation. There's nobody that has that representation to push the independent party. The only two parties that you ever see representation for when it comes to the presidency is Democrats and Republicans. So those are the choices that you really have at the end of the day, because there hasn't been an independent that was running for presidency that really had a valid, you know what I'm saying? And me...
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that at the place that we're at right now, the American political system is not working for a bunch of different reasons. Because it's money involved, there's a lot of different things involved. So for me, I used to be really, really Democrat until this really popped off and I started looking at a bunch of different things. And I will say now that I'm an independent. I used to be primarily Democrat. Like I said, I'm a Demopublican. I had Democrats and I want things to help the people, but I make Republican money. But now that I'm starting to look at the whole board, I'm starting to get in the middle. And like you said, there is nobody for the middle, okay? But that doesn't matter. Depending on what I feel, that's the way I'm going to go. I still feel as an independent, I don't think I'm going to go in the Republican way, but I'm seeing certain things that I don't like and that I wish could change. So let's listen. First of all, you started as a pimp, you started as a scammer, as a gang member, everything. How does it go from that to MAGA?
I think the same way people think because somebody's KKK, they can't support MAGA. At the end of the day, MAGA is an idea. It's not about a color. It's not about race. And I think even with the Republican Party, it's not about race with us. It's never been about race. The Republican Party was made to stop slavery and stop the oppression of black people. That's our original party. You could do your studies. Anybody that's watching this, the original party for black people was a Republican Party. You understand what I'm saying? Now, they was able to finagle people and switch the whole idea saying that the party switched. It never switched. They just did their movements in different ways. You know what I mean? In order to make you think that that's what it was. Republican Party never was like, they've been fighting for blacks' rights from day one, even till this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see the Democrats want to bring more immigration. Immigration affects black, low-income communities. It affects minority neighborhoods. This is a fact. This is not something I'm just saying because it sounds good.
Can I stop you for a second? I think that, everybody gets bent out of shape about immigration. But see, immigration to me, and I'm going to let you talk because I want this to be a back and forth. Last time I was yelling because I respect you now, so I'm listening to what you're saying. Immigration is not the problem. You know what the problem's going to be, King? It's going to be robots. Because when you have a situation where we can take somebody out and put a robot in their place. A robot doesn't take off from work because they want pussy. A robot doesn't say, oh, my girlfriend fucking, she hates me, and go in the corner. A robot don't say, listen, I'm going to go blaze me a couple of trees and fuck that today, I'm not coming in. You put oil into the robot and they do what they have to do. And in no business can you beat that. As far as immigration, I feel like we need immigration because the people who are out here right now that are that are essential, who basically are the people that are the lower class people, most of them a lot of them are immigrants, the people who are doing maintenance and the people who are doing all of this stuff. And the reality is this, people think that immigration is hurting us, but most people out here don't want to do the jobs that they do, bro.
Okay. I agree with you, but let me make one thing specific, which is the thing that the media was able to finagle people's minds about so they could bunch everybody up. We are all for legal immigration. We immigrate 1 million people a year into this country ever since Donald Trump been president. So we've always had immigration. What we don't want is illegal immigration. Just want to make it clear. There's two different types of immigration. You have people that come here the right way, and you got people that come in here the wrong way. Now, the people that come in here the wrong way, we can't vet these people. We don't know if they're terrorists. We don't know if they're rapists from their country. We don't know if they're killers. We don't know what they are. That's the point. It's not about saying that there's no good people that come through the border illegally. Yeah, they are. But the point is we can't tell. And we don't know. We don't have no x-ray vision to look into your soul to see what type of person you are. So me personally, I think out of respect, if you want to come into a country that's basically going to help build your country, because when illegal immigrants come into this country, guess what? They're not paying taxes. You could say they are because of the things that they're buying, things that they're doing, but what do they do with the money that they make out here? They send it to their country, which affects our economy. You understand what I'm saying? This is why the whole thing, you wanted to talk about the 3/5 of a man and all that. We'll get into that when you're ready. But people don't understand. This is why we have census. You know what I mean? Because census is here to us to know how much taxation we can tax each state based on the amount of people that they have in it. You understand what I'm saying? So when you have people that are coming here illegally, we don't know what they're about. We don't know who they are. It's like you telling me you would trust the person that comes through your back door and opens your back window and gets into your house without asking you to just creep in, eat up all your food, and then you're going to trust that person equally as the person that came in here the right way that announced themselves? You can't give those people the same respect, and it's unfair. It's also, and let's bring fairness into it now. Now this is if people want to talk about feelings, because people like to bring feelings involved. Let's talk about fairness. How is it fair that my father and my stepmother, who worked for 15 years to become American citizens, right? They learned the culture. They learned the system. They learned the language. They learned our Pledge of Allegiance. They gave us their allegiance to this country, saying, I'm an American citizen now. Okay? They don't have dual citizenship. They don't have dual citizenship in Haiti. You know what I mean? They bust their ass to come in here and come into this country the right way. You think it's fair that somebody could just jump a fence and receive the same benefits as them? That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't even make moral sense to me. You know what I mean? These things are unfair. You know what I'm saying? So America, this is a country about fairness. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's about being fair. So if we're being unfair to the people that bust their behind to come to those countries, those same immigrants that came here legally, now through illegal immigration and all the people that they bringing in, it's slowing the process for the legal ones. It's slowing the process for them.
So I want to talk about being fair. Speaking of being fair, do you feel that America is a fair country? Has America been fair to people of color? And also, you wear a hat that says MAGA, that's Make America Great Again. What has ever been great about the treatment of minorities in America from the time that we were brought here on a boat? Now, I happen to be black. My family was brought here forcibly. Okay, I don't have to take 23andMe to know that my family was put on a fucking boat. Like Like, I know that. I don't need 23andMe or Ancestry.com. I know what happened. I know where I'm from. So my question is, in all fair, with talking fairness, has America been fair to people of color? And secondly, you wear a hat that says MAGA, Make America Great Again. When has America been great for minorities? I want you to speak on that. And do you feel that Donald Trump's treatment, and I know this is too many questions coming at one time, do you feel like Donald Trump's treatment of minorities is fair and is making America great again?
First of all, MAGA says nothing about color. It says make America great again. So when you talk about America, you're talking about everybody. Legal immigrants that come here, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, anybody that's legally in this country is a part of America. So it's talking about making America great, meaning let's be the best economy. We need the
Hold
best.
on, let me stop you real quick. Somebody said something, and I wanna expand on this, and I want you to talk. They said African kings sold your people to America. No one was stolen from Africa. Listen, so that you understand and that we're on the same page. And this is something that anybody can tell you. Okay, hold on 1 second. This is something that anybody, whoever said that, this is something that anybody can tell you. Every person who is a brother ain't a fucking brother. Period. So we are aware that African people sold Africans to America, but at the same time, the people who brought them and enslaved them were not black. Let's move forward.
But we also did have black slave owners back in the day in America, so that's not a new thing. It's just that they don't educate you on these things. A lot of people, like even with the Lone Ranger, the Lone Ranger, the movie, that was based off a black man. You know what I mean? He was a black slave that freed himself because he crossed, once he left out of the States, he was a black man that freed himself. And once you cross a certain border, you was automatically considered free when you get into the North. He was so good at finding people and searching people and recovering people that the government, the so-called racist government, gave him a job to find these people. He was like a bounty hunter. You understand what I'm saying? He was the first black bounty hunter. But Hollywood could not make the movie about him because back then they couldn't have representation of black people in movies. That's why you have the Lone Ranger. So now that you guys know this and you can go educate yourself on this, these are things that you were never taught. They were just like a lot of things that was created. They didn't tell you black people created. Because if you tell black people that they did all these things during the times of when they claimed they couldn't do it, guess what happens? We get motivated. Our mind grows. We start to lose excuses. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to know these things of education. When people bring up the past, why they don't bring about all the people that did amazing things, that became billionaires, millionaires? The first millionaire in New York City was a Haitian immigrant that came into this country. They don't talk about these things because if they tell you that, because it's going to awaken your mind. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to make you not look at things like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it because during slavery, during the 1920s, when everybody wants to talk about black people was going through this, we couldn't drink in fountains, we couldn't get in buses, we couldn't do all these things. We was able to have over 600 businesses, schools, hospitals. We had white people living off of us. They couldn't make no money during that time. They couldn't make no money. The people that was making the most money during that time was black people. This is why they started the welfare state because they wanted.
So I agree with you on that because my grandfather on both sides, both of them ran their towns that they were in. They ran the buses. They ran the general store. They ran everything. So I do agree with you with that, but they were not on par with white people. With that being said, we're gonna circle back, and I cut the comments off. People, I have to cut the comments off because if I watch that, we won't be able to have a flowing conversation because I'll be trying to respond to you guys. Again, I want to go back to the fact: the people that you run with, MAGA, do you feel that they represent people of color, or do they not represent people of color? Because honestly, I think that the people who rock with MAGA, other than you, don't really represent people of color, and I don't think they're looking out for people of color.
The real reason behind that is not that I don't exist or people like me don't exist. They don't show us. They don't give us the representation on TV. That's why we have to go out here and say I'm a black Trump supporter. I shouldn't have to say I'm a black Trump supporter. The only reason why I have to say that because black people need to like segregating themselves from the system that we're all in. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm just a man that supports Donald Trump and what he's doing for this country. It's not about just black people. Because whatever he does for America, he's doing for black people if black people understand how to take advantage of the system the way it's built. So it's for everybody. Everybody can take advantage of the system. This is not just only white person could do it, because if that was the case, you wouldn't exist. I wouldn't exist. Puffy wouldn't exist. CEO BET wouldn't exist. Oprah wouldn't exist. Michael Jordan wouldn't exist. Kanye West, who's now $3.2 billion worth, wouldn't exist. So, and he was attacked, and he still, people say you couldn't be successful supporting Donald Trump. He's a real billionaire over Puffy, over fucking Jay-Z, over all these people. So these are the illusions that they put. Same way, like, you know, you said that Kanye's crazy. He's only sounding crazy because people wasn't used to hearing this shit. So anytime you're not used to hearing something, you're so accustomed to hearing the same type of rhetoric every day. Oh, the black man is against us. When he said, yo, black people had a choice to be slaves, he was 100% correct. But people didn't want to hear that because then it would take away black people's way to have excuses for why they're fuck-ups. And I'm not talking about all black people. I just want to make this one point clear, big bro. It's not saying that all black people, because the black people know what I'm talking about. On average, I'm talking about American hood, American blacks. We're lazy. At the end of the day, I'm from a Haitian heritage. 1804 is tatted on my face. 1804 Zoe. That's the year we got our independence. We was willing to die. That's why they said, live free or die. That's called a choice. Those are two choices. So it's either you fight for your freedom and die for it, or you just be a slave. You made a choice. So when I tell niggas that, yo, your ancestors was fucking weak, nigga, my ancestors wasn't. My ancestors was willing to die to be free. You niggas is cowards. You allowed your wives to be fucked and raped by those niggas. You crazy? You have to kill me, nigga, before I let you fucking rape my wife in front of me, nigga. I'm gonna have to be dead for you to do that. You understand what I'm saying? But niggas allowed it. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas allowed, those same niggas allowed niggas to fuck them in their ass and demoralize them in front of their woman. Those were weak men. That's reality. Real men is not letting that happen. He's gonna die before that happens. Fucking weak fairy men. Why am I wrong? It's a fact.
So I wanna say something. Number one, Kanye is a little, and this is coming from somebody
No,
you know.
I'm just saying, he's a genius. I get it.
But you know, he's a little out there. But let's take this from that point. I happen to agree with you on that. I think that Kanye, if you would have framed it, if he would have framed it in a different way, I think that it would not have gone down that way. Okay, because the reality of the situation, the people is 7:45. We're gonna go way over into 8 o'clock. I'm at 99,000. I need 1,000 more followers to get to 100K. At 100K, I can have my Instagram stream on for 4 hours. I spoke to the people on Instagram today that I know, and they told me that. So if you know anybody, tell them just follow me. Just say, fuck it, just follow the dude and get it on out of here. But anyway, I think had Kanye framed it like this, slavery was a choice. Because the facts are, the Haitian people, because I did go and study that, and that had nothing to do with you. That was just me studying history and how things went. There was certain, the Haitians, Shaka Zulu, and his tribe. Those guys, they couldn't do it because they kept repelling them. And you can't fight people that are willing to die. I give you a good example because I study history again, and I always go to Australia. And when I go to Australia, I go into New Zealand. And there's a race of people called the Modi people. Modi. Go investigate that. The Modi people were fighting with the British, right? They love fighting so much. The British would run out of ammunition, and they would wait for them to go get more ammunition, and then they're not come on back. You can't beat people like that. Because that's in the soul.
That's a fact.
Will I admit that what Kanye said might have been correct, but his way of phrasing it was incorrect? Because had he turned around and said, Slavery is a choice. Our ancestors as black people made the conscious decision to lay down instead of get down, right? And because of that, we became slaves. Had they all just said, fuck it, we gonna die, we probably would not be slaves. But this is where we are now. What I would like everybody to do is take that same mentality that we should have had a long time ago and apply that shit now. Had he said that, nobody would have said one fucking word to him. The same way as if Donald Trump would have said, make America great again, but make it great for everybody. Make it great for William Thurston III. Make it good for Shaquana Nisha Jenkins. Make it good for Lee Lao Ching. Make it good for whatever the fuck his name is. Make it good for everybody. I think everybody would have got down with the MAGA shit, but I think it was that it came off as white driven, and I think that's what
okay.
happened.
Let me. In all fairness, I agree with what you're saying based off what is being presented to everybody. Right? I could agree with that, but this is the reality. The reality is the media does this. The media is the ones that do little clickbaits, titles, and 5-second clips. They don't give you the full context of what's being said or the full context of the conversation that's being said. See, a lot of people don't know. Do you know why it got pushed, the First Step Act and jail reform bill? You want to know why? When Kanye was there, that's what he was talking about. If you notice who's championing that whole movement of freeing people from jail, Kim Kardashian. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got to just pay attention to what's going on. Everybody is not, they're all caught up with other shit that's confusing them based off the reality of what's really going on. He went there and spoke about jail reform. Donald Trump probably wasn't thinking about jail reform. This is the thing about Donald Trump. At the end of the day, the fact that he's willing to listen to people and say, you know what, let me listen to you. You know what, that makes sense. These people shouldn't be in jail for all this. Somebody came in and presented that. That's called a leader, because the leader does what? Listen to the people. They're not there to represent themselves. They're there to represent the people. And that's what Donald Trump is doing, is representing the people.
So I want to stop you there. What do you say when you say he's there to represent the people? But some of his business moves and some of his things that he does is highly questionable. Like touting that medicine that we don't know. But
you talking about the hydrochloroquine?
Yeah, but it feels like there may be an interest somewhere, or nobody's looked, but it feels like there's an interest somewhere.
He doesn't have no financial ties to any of those things. And if anybody can show me any proof or evidence of it, I would like to see it. You know what I'm saying?
If you're out here, please get it to me at show@fatmanscoop.com, because I would love to hand that man that piece of paper.
Yeah, I would love to take it too. But that, even if let's play the devil's advocate real quick. Even if he does, the fact is that hydrochloroquine is saving people. There was a Democratic person that worked in, I forgot what state. She's a Democrat, and she praised Donald Trump for the hydrochloroquine because it saved her life. So regardless of, remember, every medicine, you're going to have one person that's going to die from medicine. Somebody can take a Tylenol and die from it. There's people that can't take penicillin. So if they don't know what's inside of the product and they take this shit without knowing what's in it or being spoken to a doctor, which they tell you to do everything, go to your doctor first. They tell everybody this, no matter what medicines that you use that they offer. They say, go speak. Even when you hear the commercials, they tell you, go to your doctor first.
Go to your doctor.
Right?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, the thing is, people lack education. They don't understand. So even when he talked about the disinfectant, he didn't say nothing negative. He was even asking questions. He wasn't saying to do this. He was giving questions and suggestions like, do you think we could try that? Do you think because the UV light into your skin, it's a factual thing. It's been done for years. The disinfectant, cancer patients have been disinfected. They disinfect their lungs. Your vaccines have disinfectant in it.
Okay, hold on now. But the way that it was said and the context in which it was said, right, made it seem as if the man was talking about going to get Lysol. Now, let me stop you for a second before you start. Then we see because the internet is undefeated, man. With me, you, anybody, the internet's undefeated. You see fucking Lysol IVs and all that shit like that. Then we have another step further, which is people that are dumbass people taking fucking disinfectant and drinking that shit and dying and all kinds of bad things happening. As a leader,
Shit, no, say the real section. The stupid
hold on.
people.
Hold on, listen, hold on. Hanging on your word. One of the things about a leader, and we can debate this all day, but if you want me to lead you, I have to be able to trust you. And a lot of what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth is fucking craziness and conjecture to the point that no one can believe or trust what he's saying. Now, me and you both know that's true. You can shake your head, but we both know that's true, bro.
It's not. It's not. Nobody has ever. Nope. And motherfucker said that this nigga had 10,000 fucking lies. I ain't see one fucking lie that they proven that he lied about something. They could say that he. Listen, this is. I'm just saying,
now.
What I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you have to remember the media is not this man's friend. 97% of what you watch media on Donald Trump is negative. These people are not on his side. Okay, they don't want to. They don't want to keep it. They're never going to put him in a good light. They never. Anytime somebody supports Donald Trump, that you don't ever hear Republicans leaving to become Democrats. You only hear Democrats leaving to become Republican. You got to ask yourself, why is that? I'm just saying.
Very small amount, and also
it's happening a lot. I promise you.
Hold on, very small amount, and I also want to add something to that. Okay, that me and you, we both have to respect. Donald Trump could have done almost anything he wanted. He made a big mistake the first day that he got in office. The first official day, I'll never forget it because I was watching it. He had a press conference with CNN. He called them fake news, and he also refused to answer their questions. Now, me and you both know something because you're from the streets and I'm from the streets. Bro, if you're making enemies, how do you expect the enemy to react? Had he not done that, he probably could have he probably could have done a bunch of things. But when you disrespect somebody so openly, you now have a media outlet with a bunch of nosy ass journalists, because that's what they do, and now they're gonna come for you, and now they're gonna gun for you, they're gonna fact check you. Had the man. And that's the problem. Listen, I don't have to like him. And once I spoke to you and a couple other people, I don't have to like his tactics, because at the end of the day, we know how this country is going to run, and whoever's in that seat is going to do what they want, however they want. My thing is this, and I want to get this across to everybody watching. It don't matter if fucking Bozo the Clown is in the seat. It don't matter if Trump, it don't matter if Obama, Biden, Jesus Jr., Justin Bieber, whoever's in that seat. You better focus on making sure you good. You better work for yourself, and you better do your own thing. And you better not expect nobody to save you, because at the end of the day, nobody is probably going to save you. But with that being said, let's go down some of the list of things that people feel that they don't like about Trump, and you explain it to me. Number one, separating children from their parents when the immigration crisis was going on. Separating children from their parents in detention and locking them up. What do you say about that?
That was under Obama's administration. Obama's the one that created them cages. It was also proven, but of course the news is not going to keep reposting that they're wrong. And they even had to prove that they was wrong. CNN had to prove it was wrong. Anybody that posted that was wrong, because those pictures was from 2014 during the Obama's administration who created those cages. Now, what they don't tell you is Donald Trump.
No, wait. Answer the question. He did separate children?
I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna answer the question for you. Very, very simple. That no longer happens. Kids are not separated from their parents anymore. He actually ended that. Of course, they don't talk about that, but he ended that within the first 2 weeks of the whole allegation. You understand what I'm saying? But people just, they don't. The news is not going to talk about it. This is stuff that you guys could look up for yourself. 2014, these pictures. So but this is what, like I was explaining to you about the media. You had said about, you didn't like the fact that he said CNN, this, that, and third. Remember, he was running for presidency for a whole year and a half prior. So he was being lied on from CNN from way before. You never heard nobody talk about Donald Trump as a racist back in the day until he started running for presidency. You know that, I know that. You know what I'm saying? You never heard nobody talk about Donald Trump as a racist. Every rapper, Snoop Dogg, P. Diddy, every fucking body was fucking with Donald Trump. I got videos with Tony Yayo and Donald Trump in the studio together.
Hey, bro.
So
I was in the club. I was in the club with Donald Trump.
Come on.
I was in the club with him. Like it was nothing for us to be in the club and Donald Trump be in the back with like 4 Russian chicks with bottles. The fucking maniac. But the moves and the vibrations seem different. So in my personal opinion, what I personally felt happened was somebody came to him, his rhetoric that he was kicking was working. Somebody said, if you continue with this rhetoric, you can get to the office. And I think he said, yo, I want to get to the office.
How? When he been talking the same thing for the last 30 years, bro, before he even decided to be run for presidency. I got proof of that on my page. You can go on my page right now. Everything he said, he's been saying this for 30 years. Like, he's done interviews with Oprah. He's done interviews with Phil Donahue. He's done interviews with all those guys and been saying the same thing for 30 years. What rhetoric? He's been saying the same thing for 30 years. He's been talking about China for 30 years. He's been talking about the economy and the government and all these people for 30 years. I got videos on my shit when everybody's saying he racist, and he's like, why did you leave the Reform Party? He said, I left the Reform Party because they fucking had David Duke a part of it. He said, yo, I'm not dealing with no bigot, no racist, no fucking, he was xenophobe. He was bashing. He said, I'm not even a part of that because I'm not with that shit right there. All these things is evidence that's been proven. People have no evidence of no racism of Donald Trump. It doesn't matter what they say because nobody can give me one thing that's really a racist act that Donald Trump has ever done.
So listen.
Anybody could do it, I'll give you $100.
Okay, listen. The vibrations and the energy feel that. Hold on now. Let me go to a couple of questions. Trump what about what he said about the Central Park Five? Now, for me, he put a whole op-ed out about the Central Park Five back in the days. Now, I'm going to tell you, full disclosure, the Central Park Five are from my neighborhood. They're from my building. With the exception of 2 of them, and one I know right now, I know all of those kids, every single one of them. What do you say about what Donald Trump said about them? Because what he said about them is very clear.
What did he say? Did you ever read the article?
Yeah, he said he felt that they should be locked up.
He said if anybody rapes a woman, beats her to almost near death, they should be in the death penalty. I agree.
But that didn't happen.
No. I'm just listening to what I'm saying. Donald Trump wrote that article before they was found innocent. If you remember, during that time with the Central Park Five, everybody wanted them dead. You could go on my page right now. I could go find it right now as we're talking. Where the only people that was on their side was Al Sharpton. He was the only one defending them. Everybody wanted them dead. So for you to say that he's racist for saying something that everybody in the city was saying at the time, nobody, I can show you the article right now. I'm going to find it for you. That none of them was on their side. Now all of a sudden he's racist for it. You know what I'm saying? You can't, he never, it wasn't like he was like, those guys are guilty and they're black. They should have the death penalty because they raped a white woman. He didn't say that. He didn't say none of that. If people actually go read the article, go read the article. If you don't go read the article, same way with black people when they talk about the 3/5 of a man bullshit, go read it. You just listen to what somebody told you. Oh, they're saying we're only 3/5 of a man. That's not even the truth. You don't even know what the word is.
Explain it.
3/5 of a man. Now you gotta understand, back in the day, right? Black people was considered property during that time. So because it was considered property, they do things called taxation based off representation. So how they would pay less taxes would be due to how many people they had in their population, right? So now the North, we didn't have slaves. So we didn't feel it was fair that they could count their slaves because that would only make the South want to bring in more slaves. You understand what I'm saying? So they're like, nah, we don't want them to bring more slaves. That's going to encourage them to keep doing the slavery thing. And we don't have slaves. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't count those slaves. Since you guys are calling them property, you can't count them a part of the census. You understand what I'm saying? So when they did that, they said that, okay, for every 3 black men that you count, you give us 5. So for every 3 votes, we get 5. The only reason why they had to do that was that they had to have some kind of compromise. You understand?
Okay. So
it had nothing to do with black people.
Where can people find
an individual being 3/5 of a man?
Where can people find that?
You could go online right now. I could play you a video right now for you to hear it. You could go to Google is very simple. People just don't like to educate themselves. They don't really give a fuck. They act like they can. They really don't give a fuck. Because they would have checked that shit. But it's good. But look, let me tell you what these black people do. Like these black leaders that want to sell fear and victimhood. What they do is they do something called half-truths. All they have to do is say something that is kind of true. It automatically makes the lie believable. Because every good lie has the truth in it. Always remember that. So
you don't think Donald Trump lies at all? So he's Jesus.
Lie about what? What did he lie about? Did he lie about the things that matter? Lies. But what did he lie about to me that mattered? That's the thing. You can say he lied. Anybody can fib. Anybody can. You tell your fucking girlfriend she look good in the dress and she really don't.
Okay, so listen to this. Listen to this, though. Listen to this. Do you think he lied about collusion with Russia?
No.
Hold on, listen. Hold on. Do you feel that he lied about collusion with Russia? Do you feel like he lied about some of his business interests and people that he's involved with that would not, that he shouldn't be involved with as president because that gives a conflict of interest? What about shit like your moments clause, where you illegally take gifts from foreign dignitaries and leaders? What about that? Because listen, nobody is squeaky clean, man. To say that Obama lied and Biden lied and he lied and Trump didn't lie, we all know that that's some bullshit.
Okay. The CIA and the feds have been investigating Donald Trump way longer than him being president. That's number one. They spent $44 million with the whole impeachment thing to investigate the whole Russian collusion and all that. They spent $44 million and he got found now guilty with no evidence, no proof, based off of nothing.
Can I stop you?
So no.
Or can I just stop you? I just want to say one thing.
They spent $44 million. You have everybody investigating this man. If he had any kind of dirt on him, anything, you would know about it. Believe me.
I got a question for you. You can spend $344 million, but if you have, so let's put it simple. Kingface got a gang of 48 dudes, right? Fat Man Scoop got a gang of 58 dudes, right? Now we can investigate this man, but we all got to, in order to get him out of here, we all got to vote. Your 48 people are voting. They say, okay, he did do it. Then my 58 are saying, because somebody got somebody shook. Because you can say whatever you want, but Donald Trump does move like a bully, and he got dudes shook. We all know that, bro. Like you can't. He got everybody shook.
That's not fair.
Hold on. So let's forget that. Let's take that out of the picture. Let's take it off the board. I have 58 people that's all going to ride the way I want them to ride. Because your 48 are going to ride the way they want to ride. My 58 are going to ride the way I want them to ride. I don't care if you spend $600 million. You're not going to get the verdict you want. That to me doesn't really make sense, because you got people that are against you now. You know what I mean? The people that are investigating are people that are against you, not your friends. Yeah, but your own people.
No. Listen to me. Hold on. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. What I'm saying to you is, at the end of the day, the reality is the people that are investigating are people that don't like him, that want him out of office. So if the people that spend $44 million, that means that they're going through files. They're going through everything. They've been doing this shit for 2 years. You had 2 years, $44 million, and you couldn't find not one piece of dirt. You didn't find no conversation. They had a transcript. First of all, you know why people assume that he did have Russian collusion? Because you guys see him in videos with Putin. You see him in videos as the president. The president always meets other leaders. So that makes you in your mind saying, how could he not be had a collusion with him if you see him together?
Okay,
isn't that what they're doing? Colluding? Talking?
I have a question for you. Every president, every meeting that a president has, somebody takes notes. Somebody, is an official timekeeper. And people, if you don't know what timekeeper is, it's notes.
You got like the stenographer, the lady in the
right, a stenographer
that be typing shit.
People, time is being taking notes, people. On one occasion, and you can go look this up, Trump was in the room and told everybody to leave. Now, there's no official record of what has been said or what was discussed. Do you feel that that is sensible and that is within that is in line with American interests, or do you think that that is to the left? Because those are the things that make me kind of nervous.
No, but listen, but see, you have to ask what was the context of what was being spoken about. Because
we don't know.
When you have a business meeting, look, peep game. When you had business meeting and you had or somebody was in the room that didn't belong there, what did they do? You know, get out.
Hold on.
No. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing, though. Me and you talking about some business is different than us representing the interests of 350 million
well,
people.
Who did he kick out? See, that's the part of the narrative we have to figure out first before we can go further.
There's also an established protocol that every president is supposed to follow. That protocol was thrown out the window.
What protocol was that?
I'm only talking devil's advocate now.
No, I know, but I just want to know what is that? You know what I mean? Because I never heard of it. Because if these things was really happening, trust me.
You can look it up. Go look it up.
But I don't know the. I'm going by at this point right now. I'm going by what my common sense tells me. You know what I'm saying?
But
Donald Trump from day one. You know what Donald Trump said? Donald Trump said from day one, you people are idiots. This government. You guys tell people when you're going to invade them. You tell them when you're going to blow something up. He said, me as president, I would never make that mistake and tell people what I'm going to do to them because that is retarded.
But he does.
Right?
He says,
hear me out,
this
bro.
happens, it's going to be very, very bad.
Hear me out.
I'm going to do this.
But hear me out. The same way they didn't know when he was killing that terrorist. That's why they was tight. Why you ain't tell us? Because he's like, yo, y'all work with the enemy. Why would I tell you? So you can warn them?
Hold on, people. We have 1 minute remaining in the stream. I pray somebody recorded this because we're going to go to hour 2. This is going to end in about 1 minute